Hello, just thought I would do a very short voiceover for the offline run I've just done. So I did a few PS2 runs the other day on stream and noticed on the boards that actually the PS3 version is the most run version of the game. So I got the PS3 version and decided to give it a go just to see what the big differences were in the time, and it is actually super fast loading times for skipping the cutscenes and stuff. So yeah, that's good news. So this run is actually pretty good for me up until Big Deb, as we like to call him on stream. He was very, very mean to me, but we'll get to that. I am kind of whispering as well. I didn't really want to upload this without a voiceover just because it's a little bit more boring, I guess. So yeah, I'm just doing a quick voiceover. I actually forgot to walk here, so I actually started walking a little bit later than what I usually would like. But it works out not too bad, so, thankfully. But I was being careful by walking up to Big Deb, just in case. But yeah, this part didn't go too bad. But I am kind of trying to keep my voice down a little bit with the voiceover right now because it is quite late at night, so I apologise. This might come off as being like maybe ASMR, possibly. So I still am not very good at doing the typewriter parts, so I'm a little bit slow on these, but I've been trying to get into a habit of doing them in a specific order. So doing meth first, then Adamas, and then rest last, just so that they're like in the correct order in the inventory. Particularly in this version, because I get a little bit confused with the Japanese text because I can't really see what the other key items are. So it's a little bit more important to remember where things are as you're picking them up, I guess. So if I put them in that order every time, then, you know, I won't be confusing myself as much, hopefully. That was the plan. I'm still not confident either with a lot of the kicking open doors because I'm a bit scared of spawning in Deb. I don't know how he works really in relation to noise, but yeah, like I feel like if you kick a door then you're asking for trouble most of the time. So I'm a little bit careful with opening the doors. But yeah, like just from that first split, I saved so much time, and that is just purely, I think, down to just the faster load times of this version. I'm running against the PB that I got yesterday on stream, on the European PAL PS2, which I don't think there's any differences between the European PAL PS2 version and the NTSC American version, because you can choose 60 Hz on the PAL, which I assume is just the same. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure it's the same. So yeah, that's just pure time save just from running on the PS3 version, which is awesome. I think that some of my movement is like pretty questionable, so I think that there's lots of time saved just in my movement as well. I'm kind of I kind of forget where I'm going sometimes, and then like I remember last minute I'm like, oh, I'm actually going the wrong way now, and the camera angle changes like really mess me up. This is one of those games where it's like it kind of baffles me how it doesn't have a tank control scheme that you can pick. Like I think that would actually be really, really good for this game, but yeah, bizarrely there just isn't one. I think that like the movement could be really, really nice with the tank controls, but I mean, it's just something that I gotta get used to, I guess. So I'm not gonna complain about it too much. Now we've got the best boy, Huey. He is a good boy. I think that he was like pretty good on this run. You know, he kind of messes about a little bit, but usually he's a lot worse for me, so can't really complain about him too much. I do need to kind of watch some other runs and see what other people are doing with Huey to try and get him to, you know, do exactly what you want him to do, instead of just, he kind of just like hangs around for me, you know, like he just, like you call at him and he's just like, no, he just doesn't want to come. But straight away he's like following me here, and I was like, oh, I'm not even gonna call him then. If he's following me, he's following me. I'm also not sure about the AI to do with Huey, because I know that there's something about his AI that it like saves it if you load a file and then start a new game, but I hadn't loaded a file before I started this run, but I had just finished a run, and instead of quitting out the game completely back to the PS3 menu and then opening it again, I actually just started a new game from the menu. So I think that maybe I'm running his AI right now off of that previous run, because he's really not being very good at following me at this first part, and there's a really, really bizarre thing that happens with Huey a little bit later on, where he's like freaking out, and I don't know what that was about, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that in a sec. It's very strange behaviour that I've not seen him do before, so I think that I messed up. I think I messed up and I accidentally brought across the Huey AI from the previous run that I did before this one. So that's my bad. I will have to remember to quit out the game and then restart the game. If anybody actually does run this game, I'll probably put this up on YouTube. And I'll probably submit this, actually. So if anybody is watching this and they know exactly what's going on here, or what I'm doing wrong, or if I'm supposed to quit out the game completely and then restart the game to fix his AI, then let me know. I always like the knowledge. Yeah, you got that, you got down there pretty quickly. Usually I like struggle sometimes to get him to jump down there. He's like messing around, but he's a good boy there. And then this is another struggle sometimes, getting Huey to sit. Yeah, he's he takes 3. He takes 3 to sit. So could have been a better boy, but we take it. But overall that wasn't that bad, and as you can see I'm getting a lot of golds here. I think that is just down to the fact that like a lot of the cutscene skips are faster in this version, and Huey's being relatively good. My movement hasn't been particularly like amazing, so, but this is where Huey starts freaking out. So I get the hide spot. I don't get that every time, so I'm happy for that. But like, as you can like hear, Huey is like super freaking out, like he's whimpering, and I hate that noise. That noise is horrible. He's a scared boy. I don't like it. Like, oh, you could see him like when he was coming out of that room then. Like his tail's like underneath him, like in between his legs. Like I don't even know what's going on. It must have been like from the previous run. His AI saving from like maybe the boss fight or something. Because pretty much you do like the dead boss and then it's just a run to the end, isn't it? So I don't know if it was because he got hit maybe? I don't know. It's very strange. I think he's fine for the rest of this run though. It's just that instance of him being really scared and sad, which made me sad, you know. I was debating whether I should reset the run because I was worried that his AI was going to be like really awful for the next bit, but I just decided to chance it anyway because it's like, you know, the best run I've ever had, so yeah. But luckily he was quite good for the rest of it, so sometimes I do chance going like towards the left side of the wall to get around that luminescent, but sometimes I do get hit by it, so I thought on this run I'll go around the right of it, even though it's a little bit slower. But yeah, run's not going too bad so far. I was pretty happy up until this point. But I was stressing because I always do get to this part and then I'm in the back of my mind, I'm thinking about the fact that I need to get Huey to get the flower for me. And Huey hates getting the flower. He hates it. I don't know if it's just me, but he really, really doesn't want to get that flower for me on a lot of runs. That might be something that I have to study, what people do, like what kind of positions that they're calling him. I don't even know if that matters, but maybe it does matter. I know that sometimes if you scold Huey when he's not listening to you, it kind of like makes him listen on the next command that you do afterwards, but other than that, I don't really know how to get him to do what I want him to do a lot of the time. This room scares me a lot because Huey is currently not in here, and if you go into the corner without Huey, then you can't get rid of Deb, so I waited for him to come in through that door, and I was praying that he was behind that door. I was just praying for it. Well, luckily he was, so that's not too bad. A lot of very stressful parts of this run. I think that I would like to learn the A ending. I'd probably go for the New Game Plus A ending personally, because I think it looks like it's a little bit less stressful. But I thought I'd focus on this category first, as it is a little bit shorter. Just to get used to the game and everything, but I really love this game. I actually grew up with this game. Just a little bit of Kida lore. This was my teenager Kida game that I used to be obsessed over.
Go, Huey.
I used to be super into survival horror games as a teen, and I still am now, but like I used to actually be like super obsessive over it. So I'd have like, you know, I'd play Haunting Ground and Project Zero, which is Fatal Frame in America. Sorry, we call it Project Zero over here for some reason. You know, Silent Hill, Resident Evil, you name it. But as you can see, Huey got that flower not too bad. I did have to wait for him a little bit on the way there, but we take it. That wasn't bad at all. And then on this part, he is following me really, really well. So that's a bit of good news. I think that he does take a while to get in here, but I think that's my bad. I don't think I was positioned correctly in front of the hole. I'm not sure if you need to command Huey to sit once he's in there, but I'm too scared to not command him to sit just in case he gets out. I don't think he can get out on his own without you calling him, but I'm not sure. So I always just tell him to sit as soon as he's in there. That might not have any bearing on him staying there. I don't know. I will probably have to research that as well. But like, this is just, you know, good learning experience. I feel like when I learn a new speed game, I just like to do a bunch of runs just over and over again, no resets, you know, even if it's going terribly, just to get used to the route and, you know, if something bad happens, if there's any kind of backups. I mean, once you get to a certain point in this game, if something bad happens, then you are just going to have to reset because you can't really save it at a certain point if you get like really bad RNG. But for me at my current level, that scared the shit out of me. I'm not gonna lie. I was freaking out. I was like, oh my god, I hope that Deb doesn't show up and ruin my day right now. Like, that actually shit me up so bad. My heart was kind of racing. Like, you know that feeling when something happens and your heart just like it goes into your throat. That's exactly how that felt. It was very scary. But we managed to get out of that part, and I find like that particular section to be like one of the hardest ones, just purely based off of Huey being a menace when I'm trying to get him to go in the hole to get the flower. Like, that can be a really frustrating part for me. So at this point I'm like pretty chill. I had like a little bit of bad input there, I think. But I'm pretty chill. I'm always a little bit scared when I grab the lunar refractor out of the desk here, just because I've had it where Deb spawns like coming into the room as you're still in it. Like, he's super fast and aggressive for like no reason, and then when you're trying to get away, he's like so fast, and like Fiona goes into a panic when she goes down the stairs, like the ladders, because he's so close behind. And yeah, that's ruined a few runs yesterday, I gotta say. But this game is a fun speed run. I think that because it's a nice short run, that I don't get myself too frustrated at it at this point. It is what it is, you know. If you get the bad RNG, you can't really beat yourself up too much. I think that a lot of time I could actually shave off of this run just by having better movement, because as you can see, I'm kind of going all over the place in some of these rooms. Like, I'm bonking into walls a little bit more than I would like. So I think that like a decent amount of time could be brought off of this just from me not running into things. Huey being in this room there, like, actually I got stuck on him when I went in the door, and I thought that it was an enemy when I was playing it, and it freaked me out so bad because I thought, oh my god, he's in here. But it was just Huey. He was just hanging out. I've never actually seen Huey be in that particular room on the way to the block puzzle, so that's odd. I suppose he's just wandering around, isn't he? Being a good boy. But yeah, we're going into the block puzzle now. There's not really much to say about this block puzzle. It's just kind of, you know, it's kind of just one of them where usually this would be the point where I catch up on any chat that I've missed if I was streaming. Yeah, checking my phone. You know, as you're pushing the blocks, there's not really much going on. There is like one particular part where the camera changes when you're pushing a block, and I cannot get Fiona to just continue pushing the block. These two are fine because the camera angle doesn't change, but the blue block, when you're pushing it down, the camera angle does change once, and I cannot for the life of me adjust the stick correctly so that she carries on pushing it. So yeah, that's a little bit annoying. It's really not that much of a time loss, but it's just a small optimization that would be nice. But it's this part here, because like the camera angle changes and then I just completely lose the position of the stick and have to start pushing it again from like a starting position, But yeah, it's not too bad. I think that like in this part here, I'm kind of trying to calm myself down for the Big Deb fight, because oh man, it's such a stress. It's such a stress. Like, it just feels like it's completely out of your control at times. Like, I'm aware of the fact that you can basically tell Huey to wait and it will aggro Deb onto Fiona instead, and he will, you know, be aggressive towards you. But he just always seems to do the wrong moves for me, or he just ends up like hitting me but then missing the actual like chandelier things, whatever they're called, on the sides of the room. I had, like, you're gonna see in a second how much of a bad fight I had. This could have been such a better run if I didn't get such an atrocious boss fight here. And I was debating a reset as I was doing it. I really was, because I was just so upset by it, but I decided to power through it and, you know, see what my time come out at. And it was still a PB, but it was a pretty disappointing boss fight. I mean, we're going to see it now coming up. And yeah, I don't want to spoil anything, so you can enjoy the pain, you know, for your enjoyment, of course. You know, I did purposely bad just for the content. Everybody, it was all according to plan. I'm just kidding. It was just bad luck, unfortunately. This might also be because I didn't completely turn off the game before starting a new run. So maybe his AI was just completely messed up. I don't know, man. But check this fight out, guys. It's truly something. He goes in for the grab immediately, and I'm like, what even? Oh god. So I try to do another wait to see what he does, and he goes in for another grab, and I'm baffled at this point. I'm like, I've never seen him do that twice, and then he does it 3 times. I've never seen this. I've never seen him do 3 grabs all at once. At this point, I was like, do I reset? Do I just reset? And then he breaks one, but then he actually throws me into a panic. So now I'm running around like an idiot thinking, I don't know what to do. So I'm trying to position Fiona in front of the other, like, chandelier hold to try and get him to hit it. And thankfully he does hit it, but you can see the extreme amount of time lost there. And that was just like one of the worst boss fights I've ever had. With him, like, it was insanely bad. So yeah, I think from now on I've learnt my lesson. I think that this is all because I didn't reset my game properly, and I started a new run straight off of a completed run, and that's why his AI was freaking out. That's what I'm going to assume. So I'm going to make sure that I completely quit out next time to try and prevent that. But yeah, that was an awful fight. Just imagine the time that we could have got. So at this point, we're just kind of running towards the end. For this, I try to focus mainly on getting straight lines with Fiona, like where she's running, to try and like get, you know, a little bit of time saved. But like I was saying before, I'm not perfect at the movement, so I do my best. That door in particular is so hard to get through. Like, she just flip-turned upside down, running all over the place. Yeah, that door's a menace. I'm telling you. Trying to get through that one. But yeah, we're just running to the end here. Yeah, but I really like this as a speed runner. I think it's even though it's annoying when you lose a run to, you know, well, it can be a variety of reasons. I still think that it's like pretty chill. Like I find survival horror games to be like chill speedruns. I can't really describe why, but I think that they're pretty chill to play, and I think that they're pretty chill to watch as well. That might be like super weird, but yeah, that's just how I feel about them anyway. This split here is like really hard for me to do because obviously I'm not doing it during like a cutscene or anything. So I kind of just split here randomly every time. I think like as soon as I hit the circle key to pick the key up, then that's when I try and split, but it is a bit awkward. I think I just called the circle button the circle key. That is not right at all. A little bit of bad movement here as well. Running into the door and everything. Running into the pillar, just, you know, just wasting those precious even. Wasting those precious seconds away. I've done this voiceover all in one take, can you tell? Anyway, there you go. A 2602 could have been a lot better. And, you know, I'm definitely going to try and get this time down more. But, yeah, I thought I would upload this to the YouTubes. I'll probably upload it to the leaderboards. In-game time is 25:38. So yeah, there we go. The in-game time is so weird, by the way. Like, sometimes it's very close to the real time, and sometimes it's like crazy different. Like, I think that the in-game time is messed up in this game. I don't know. But yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. And yeah, maybe you'll see me doing some runs on my Twitch. See you next time. Bye.